So let's begin our kind of transition to the more advanced discussion. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to get into more talk about market cycles and a little bit more specificity on the setups. Okay? So as we move into the second half of discussion of the market cycles and the wave, one of the things that I hope you're getting by now, we talked about the market memory and the look back and the perspective from which you should begin your analysis. I hope that is something that you'll now incorporate into your analysis. It's the most basic thing you can do, which is put your analysis in this consistent frame of viewpoint. Okay? So what's the next step? You've taken the market cycle, taken your market look back, you put the wave on your chart, you've taken a clock angle reading, you've determined if the market's heading at 12 to 2, 4 to 6, 3 or 4 to 6, 3 or 2 to 4. So let me say it again. Either 12 to 2 uptrend, 4 to 6 o'clock downtrend, a flat 3 o'clock accumulation, or a more volatile sideways market at 2 to 4 distribution. So you've determined all that. Okay? Now what? Okay, here's where, to me, I've never really felt that the actual strategy itself is where most traders have a hard time. There's a lot of great strategies in the market, a lot of great strategies. I like chart patterns. The PRS works great for me. I like swing trading, so I'll use things like Fibonacci. Whatever your preferred tool is, I'm not here to tell you how to trade in that you have to follow my strategies. I think there's so many great strategies out there. You find the one that you can understand. Gosh, what a concept. I think a lot of traders try to overcomplicate things and wander into strategies that they simply don't understand. And two, a strategy that you can, because you understand it, apply consistently. In fact, I call this process of confidence, understanding what you're trading, the 3 C's. Because if you don't understand or comprehend what you're doing, there's no way that you can consistently confirm it. In other words, you have to have a way to see whether what you're doing is working or not. That's confirmation. And when you confirm something more often enough, you confirm it more and more and more, you develop this thing gradually that we call confidence. Now, some people can go from comprehension to confirmation to confidence very quickly. They don't need much proof. They don't need much evidence to convince themselves that, hey, I like this and this works. Some traders can get through that process very quickly. It's an individual thing. Other traders need to confirm things over and over and over again before they trust it. Neither is right, neither is wrong. It's just a funny thing in human behavior. It's the funny thing in how we process information. Okay? So this idea of the 3 C's, comprehension, confirmation, confidence, starts with being able to understand the strategy, right? Then we go to the 3 R's. Yeah, I love alliteration. I can't help it. I'm an English major. That's just how I'm wired. Recognition, react, repeat. That is the crux of trading. Recognize it. You're not going to be able to recognize something unless you already went through the process of comprehension, confirmation, to confidence. You got to be able to recognize the setup. You got to be able to recognize, in this situation here, the market cycle by the clock angle of the wave, by the chart pattern you're using, or whatever it is. So you have to recognize it. When you can recognize something with confidence, right, you'll react. So if you're one of those people that can't react to what you're seeing, you never went through the 3 C's, if you think about it, right? This is my little kind of version of psychology. It's all anecdotal. It's what I've experienced through my career. But if you can't pull the trigger, one of 2 things. You don't trust or you don't understand. It's usually somewhere in there. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Okay? So you got to go through however long it takes for you to get through the 3 C's till you have confidence. So if you can recognize something but you're not reacting, it's usually going to boil down to a confidence thing or a comprehension thing. Then when you get to the point where you are reacting, okay, and you're seeing that things are going well, it's simply a matter of repeating. For whatever reason, though, I find a lot of traders start to look for more and more and more. I think this is greed. They find something that's working, and then they want to change it. They want to be better. You know, to me, it's like if your mom gives you a recipe that you loved as a kid, leave it alone. It was great, right? This idea that we have to tweak things and make them better all the time is a funny thing. I'm not saying we shouldn't strive for better, right? But if something's working, what's that saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And a lot of times I find the people who want to fix things are the people who don't have the skill to fix them in the first place. If something's working, if the recipe tastes good, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Follow the recipe over and over again and enjoy the results. That's the way I like in trading. It's a good recipe. Okay? The cowboys out there, you know, and let me break this down into another little psychological observation I've made. Sometimes you'll hear that women make better traders. So I'm sure some of you have heard that. And the reason for that, I find, is if you give a woman a recipe, let's go back to cooking, because I think it's a good reflection of the difference between men and women. And this is not all women, because there are women cowboys out there, and this is not all men. Some men have learned, and they're wise beyond their years. They're wise beyond their gender. But what happens is, what I find more often than not, you probably experience the same thing. You give a recipe to a woman, and her mom made it great for years and years and years, and she'll cook it the same way. You give a recipe to a guy, and his mom made it great for years and years and years, and he's going to want to change it. Oh, mom should have added more oregano, more salt, more thyme, more basil, whatever. I think that's a little bit of our wiring, but women will tend to, if they trust the source and seen it work, and they have the proof, they will follow the advice. I think guys can know all the same things, but they'll tend to want to tweak a little bit. Okay? Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but this has been my observation from literally thousands of traders. And I think the recipe analogy works pretty darn good. So, going back to the idea that whatever strategy you're using right now, I'm not interested in changing it at all. Only thing I'm interested in is that you can go back, look at your notes, or look at whoever taught it to you and say, okay, is this a trending strategy? Is it a, trend following, trend reversal? In fact, let's go ahead and let's use the text window here on the chart. So basically your objective is this.